everybody. Hello everybody. Welcome to another YouTube channel. My name is Luxsunny and I am a content creator. I like to talk about, my personal life within the art community, and this is what this video is going to be about, unfortunately. I'm also listening to the new K-pop Demon Hunters album in my earbuds, so I'm not that bored, but might be a little distracted because I'm listening to my idol right now and it's such a beat. Anyways, so for today's video, this is gonna take place for when I was in my first college, when I was in I don't know if to reveal the name of it, but I guess it doesn't really hurt anybody since I don't live there anymore. It was Kingsville. It was called Kingsville. So that was the first college I went to when I decided to drop everything from the marketing program and then decide to transfer into art because art was like my calling, But anyways, so I got to the good part. Can I get a little higher? Okay, sorry, it's such a good song. Anyways, so on my way, one day, let's start the story. One day, I was on my way to the art class, and this art was still my minor at the time, so I only took one class. And this one, I believed, happened to be a painting class. Yeah, it was a painting class, and it was recommended by the professor. If you're gonna come to class, bring extra or spare clothes that you're gonna get painted on, or you don't feel bad about getting dirty, right? And I was like, okay, that sounds great. So that's exactly what I did. I decided to find a couple of shirts or, clothes that I don't really wear as much. And for some reason, it kind of backfolded on me. I don't know how, I don't know why, but this boy had the audacity to come up to me one day and ask me why I was wearing the shirt I was wearing. And I was like, oh, okay. Interesting. So I didn't know what to do with that situation. I was literally I woke up and I was even late to class. Okay, this is the worst part. I was actually late to class at by 10 or 15 minutes because I overslept since I sleep in the dorms. So I was rushing. I rushed. And unfortunately, that did not go well because after, I don't know what happened. Was I being punished for being late? Was I being punished for just not going on? I don't know. But either way, while I was on my way to class, the guy just had the nerve to just stop, talk to me, and ask me why I was wearing the shirt I was wearing and that it was sinful. And I was like, oh shit, okay, we're talking to a church boy here. And I was like, you know what? Okay, I have nothing against religion. Let me just hear him out, because what if maybe the shirt was offensive in a way, or, obviously it was offensive to a church boy or to anybody religious. But I was in a group, so a little more extra info is I was in a group already called Chi Alpha, which is a religious organization, and they're such sweet people. I was in there for at least I think a semester or two, and it was just a great way to share and talk about the works of religion. And I was not a religious person, but I did enjoy going to those and learning more about these little fun things, and it was nice just to learn, I guess. Anyways, I'm pretty sure this guy don't know that. But anyways, so I understand religion in some point of view. I've read the Bible at some point of view. I know a couple of verses from the Bible, but not perfect quotes. But I'm just here thinking in my head oh shit, I am late. I'm going late to class. I'm going to get in trouble, blah, blah, blah. And he's just here kind of yapping. And he told me that basically what I was wearing was super offensive because it's a, what did he say? I think he said it was like a punishment or something to wear that. And I was like, what? So I'm hearing him out. He's talking about how God would not forgive me. I would be forsaken. I would be judged upon. And I was just there kind of listening. I was like, it went one ear and out the other because my whole thing was just, I was really late to class. And I was really scared. I was like, just let me go to class. Are you done yet? So I had to wait it out, hear him out. And then when he's finally finished, I'm just standing there, waiting with a big drawing board, a sketch pad, and a couple of paintbrushes with some paints. And I'm just there carrying everything while he's literally there just talking his ear off. And I'm just waiting. And when he was finally done, I was like, I waited a couple more seconds just in case, because I didn't want to interrupt. So I was like, okay, maybe he's done. In my head, I was like, okay, he's done. So when he actually didn't say anything for a good, like, I guess couple seconds, I was like, okay, he's done. I guess I'll talk now. I had told him that the reason I was wearing this outfit, which wasn't as bad as I thought it was, but he clearly didn't see that the outfit had a couple of tears, it was wearing out, and it just did not go well. And I had to tell him saying that, oh, I'm sorry, I don't understand why you're mad, but I'm wearing this shirt because I have a painting class right now, and we're just wearing shirts that we don't care about, because I don't want to get my nice clothes dirty. The audacity of this boy. Literally, he looked judgmental, looked me up and down, and was like, oh. After a good 5 minutes of him ranting, telling me how sinful I looked, how dare I dress in black, how dare I put makeup, and how dare I not quote the Bible or whatever, and I'm just like, yeah, dude, these are my painting clothes. I don't know what to tell you. And then I also told him, like, anyways, I'm kind of late for class already. It's like 20-some minutes already. Talking to you maybe later. And he's just so dumbfoundedly confused. He's like, they're your painting clothes. And I'm like, yes, they're painting clothes. I don't care if they get dirty. I love this shirt, but like, I'm not satanic. I'm not even religious. I understand and appreciate religion in its own way, like, I'm not gonna go and tell anybody that religion's wrong. Yo, that's horrible. That's horrible. This is how we start wars. We start wars because of religion. I ain't about to do that. Anyways, so yeah, I was very confused. I was very dumbfounded. I didn't understand what was going on, and I'm just like, what do I say? What do I do? So after like a good couple like seconds again, after telling him like, yeah, they're my painting clothes, he just kind of like booked it. I have never seen someone book it so fast in their life before, and I'm just like, wait, you made me late like an extra 5 to maybe 8 minutes late, talking trash about the way I look just for your satisfaction, and you're just gonna book it like that without me like having the final say. I was like, that ain't right. But obviously I had to go to class, so I couldn't have the final say in this, so I was kind of sad about it. But anyways, yeah, that was horrible. I got late to class, and the first thing I told my professor after she asked me what had happened, like why I was late, I told her that I got stopped by a church boy because he got mad at the clothes I was wearing. So her and a couple of the students I overheard were laughing, and they asked for the details, and I'm just like, yeah, he stopped me because he didn't like my shirt, and he said it was like sinful, I'm going to hell, I'm something, and then I told him that it kind of went one ear out the other, because like I was just freaking out going late to class. And I also was honest telling them that, but I did oversleep, so that made me extra late, which made the professor laugh more. She really didn't mind because it was like a 2-hour class anyways. Yeah, it was like 2.5 hours, so it was like, it took a while we're in there for a while, but still, I felt really bad. And it was a hoot. They all laughed. They were just like, that's insane. Why would somebody stop you for that? And it was like, I know. Why would somebody stop me for something so stupid? Like, do you not have anything better to do? Why are you walking around campus like randomly outside near the art building? And also, were you late to class, or was it just me? Because that, like, you could just be walking around, honestly, because it is on campus, but like, come on, dude, like, come on, like, you ain't gotta stop me for something so stupid, especially if it's like to tell me that you don't like my clothes. I ain't gonna go up to you and tell you I don't like your clothes. In fact, you know what? I liked your clothes. You were wearing a nice black slacks with, I think, a white button shirt. Very church boyish, which is why I call him church boy. But, yeah, no, like, your outfit was nice. It was very clean, I'm not gonna judge you for that. But I was also questioning it, like, I wanted to tell him, like, wait, if black is sinful, why are you wearing black? But I was like, no, let's not get feisty, because what if he, like, What if he gets so defensive? What if he wants to fight back? What if, like, he's one of those, like, what's it called? What if he's one of those people that, religious people that has, like, really bad anger issues, and they'll just, like, blow on you, like, you know, like, blow up on you, and it's like, oh, no, thank you, I don't want to be a part of that. But it's a possibility. It was a possibility, so I'm so thankful. I just, like, told him I really had to go to class. But I just I could not stop laughing after I saw him just spear on the hell away from me, and I'm like, okay, dude, I think you know you're in the wrong, so just keep walking away, because this is not the time or place to talk about this type of stuff, I guess. You know, it's not right. But anyways, I thought that was super funny. I wanted to share that story. And yeah, that I think that's like the first time I've ever had a bad time where someone like misjudged my clothing for the no apparent reason, and I'm just like, okay, that's nice. The second time, I believe, was when I was in the current school I'm in right now. Somebody kind of got, one of the professors kind of questioned me, saying that why I wore so much black and if there was a reason behind it, and I'm just like, yeah, black makes me less chubby. That's literally it. That looks nice on me. What can I say? Apparently, my philosophy teacher did not think that was funny. Probably because it's a philosophy teacher. But no, I mean, then there's a when I took in my graduate class, which was I think last semester, or yeah, I took a poetry class. And that one was actually really nice. So she had asked me if there was like a coordination to like the color scheme I'm wearing, and I was like, actually there is. I really like pink because it reminds me of like my favorite characters, and I wear black because black is just the ultimate color for me, because like I really like it. It's just, I just kind of like being a pastel goth, I guess you could say. And it kind of just like went from there. But never have I ever had a horrible thing about that guy. But oh my god. The one thing, which I didn't say the story because I wanted to wait for it, but basically the word he called me was devil. That is basically the answer to the video, by the way. The word he called me was a devil. He asked me if I was. He told me I was sinful, so obviously he was probably going to ask me if I was devil. And my answer was no, for obvious reasons. But you know, like, it is what it is. I thought it was kind of funny, but you know, these things kind of happen, and I just think it might happen again in the future. But I was just so shocked and dumbfounded when that kind of happened out of nowhere, and it just had to happen at the worst time possible, because you know, I didn't want to be late for class, you know. But luckily, my teacher really didn't mind. In fact, for that class, she didn't really seem to mind if anybody was late, as long as we just showed up. But it's okay. I'm kind of one of those fast kids that would do the work fast. But yeah, no, it was good, horribly funny. But honestly, it's a fun story to tell. It wasn't that long though, but it was kind of fun. So I'm kind of not milking it, but I'm kind of like extending it a little bit just to kind of tell you more, like to make the video a bit longer, I guess. But it was funny. It was horribly funny. And oh my god, would I have that happen again? Please no, because that was horrible. But I'm going to be honest, if I did have the opportunity to do it again, I have a list of what I want to say back to. And then I'm going to go get that Bible, pull it out, and be like, okay, read this verse. Shall not judge. Shall not judge. Love thy neighbor. Like, come on. Come on. No. Like, I will fight you now. I will fight. But this time, I want to be prepared. Because last time I was not prepared. This time I want to be prepared. So if it ever happens again, please let me be prepared. I will pull up the notes or something from my phone this time. Because that time I literally cannot carry so many things. I was carrying everything, so I couldn't take out my phone or anything. And I didn't think of it because I was just so dumb shocked. So very missed opportunity. And I'm so sad. I really, really wish I would have said something. But oh well. But anyways. So that was a really horrible experience. Hilarious, but horrible experience for me. So, yeah. It was kind of a short story, but you know, like, it happens to the best of us, I guess. Especially with being more, like, into the goth side. I get a lot of strange looks and a lot of horrible type of comments, I guess you could say. And it's not the nicest, I'll tell you that for sure. But I do have a great supportive community that's kind of okay with it and doesn't really judge me like the religious people. And I have nothing against religious people. I just have everything against religious people that shove their religion down your throat. I have every right against that because nobody wants that. Nobody wants that at all. If you're gonna want to participate in religion, it should be out of your free will, not because you're being forced to. You shouldn't be forced to do anything, actually. That's a thing. You should not be forced to do anything. But you know what? That's totally fine. I feel like I've heard this song like 10 times already, and that's how I know it's been like 20 minutes or something. But, oh well. Yeah, that was my experience. So, I do know somebody else with like similar experiences, but like it wasn't as dramatic as mine, which mine wasn't really that dramatic, but they did have quite a bit of a fuss. It was maybe like a 30-second argument or something, and they just like walked away because that's a huge difference though. My friend had walked away before it even started, and I did not walk away. I decided to hear the guy out because what if maybe I said something in class one day, or maybe he knew me personally or something. But no, it was just nonsense about my outfit, and I'm just like, okay, great. That was a waste of my like 5 to 8 minutes. You know, I could have been painting, I could have been drawing, I could have been doing something, but instead we're here arguing about my clothing. Well, technically, can we call it an argument if I literally didn't argue back? I was just like, yeah, painting clothes. What's up? Like, what do you need? You know? But yeah. No, nobody else I know has this experience, but I mean, I do see them online, like with worse experiences, which thank goodness I've never had one, because I do not think I'm ready to handle like a really big type of like scenario like that. That sounds horrible if I'm being quite honest, but it's okay. Maybe I might get there eventually, but you know, I'd rather not. But yeah, have you had a similar experience with this, or do you know somebody with this experience? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, even though it sucks to be in it, it is so funny to like talk about it, because sometimes it's just so questionable that you don't understand why these things even happen, or like how to go about it. Or in my case, if you're totally wanting to like hear this out and prepare yourself to fight someone in the future with some good comebacks, this is definitely like something you want to try, or not try, but you definitely want to save in the back of your like list or something. I definitely feel like next time this happens, I will definitely be prepared. But, you know, if you're one of those people that wants to kind of prepare themselves for this type of thing, I highly recommend it. I would highly, highly recommend it. But, you know, we'll see how that goes. I just honestly really hope I don't have another experience, because that was kind of a little crazy, and it was not my cup of tea. It was definitely not my cup of tea or coffee. That was horrible. But anyways, so yeah, if you want to share down below your experiences, or maybe something you've heard, even if it's like from a YouTube or a tweet or whatever, like maybe, you know, we talk about gossip here. We love the gossip, the chisme, which in Spanish, it's chisme. Chisme just means, you know, gossip in Spanish. Because I'm sort of bilingual. I like to speak Spanish. I speak Spanish when I only need to. I don't like Spanish, to be honest. I speak Italian, but I'm Hispanic, so, or Latina, so I have to speak Spanish, unfortunately, sadly. But anyways, yeah, if you guys have some gossipy, juicy stuff, totally put it down on the comment section. We can definitely talk about it, hear you out, or just like share some fun stories, because who doesn't want to share a fun story, you know? Like, who doesn't love fun stories? But anyways, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope y'all have a great Alexi Love day, and don't forget to you know, eat the smiles, drink some soups, and have a good day, because, you know, or night, depending where you live. For me, it's 4 o'clock. To me, that's morning. Nighttime, no, I feel like nighttime's like 1 in the morning for me. Yeah, no, 1 in the morning's like morning for me. Never mind. That's exactly how it works. But anyways, hope you guys have a great day. Have fun, stay safe, you know, like, hugs and smiles. Be nice to the world. Please don't go judging people, because this is a horrible thing to do, especially by the way they look. If you had nothing nice to say, remember, don't say it at all. But you know, it's we need peace in the world again, you know, especially right now with everything going on. But you know, anyways, bye guys, peace to the world.